Bem-vindos ao Papo Supren. Hoje nós temos uma conversa muito interessante com um monge budista, que é um monge budista japonês, que está visitando o Brasil pela primeira vez, que é o Bhikshu Gyomo Nakamura. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. And to start with, we would like to ask you to speak a little bit about your origins. I know that you were born in Japan, but you came very early to India and got in contact with the Buddhist tradition in India, right?
Yeah. I was born in Tokyo in 1954. And when I was in the university, I could not decide my future. So I wanted to travel and see, another countries. So that's why I started to travel. And my first destination was India. So that time I was not a Buddhist monk, just curious to go somewhere from Japan to other country.
So in India, you got in touch with the Buddhist tradition, and you felt that you wanted to become a monk. Is it so?
Yeah, when I arrived in India, I found a lot of spiritualities existing. So first I went to Hindu temple, yoga ashram, and Buddhist temple and church. And slowly, my interest going to the spiritual something. So finally, I feel Buddhism is suitable for me because I'm Buddhist traditions. That is my reason for.
Were you born in the Buddhist tradition in Japan?
Yeah, Buddhist tradition.
I see. So you already knew a lot about Buddhism in your life?
Yeah, in general.
In India, yes.
Not detail.
And was a big change in your life to become a monk? Because you were quite young, you were in the 20s when you became a monk.
Yeah.
And how this happened? Did you feel that you were ready to become a monk and to give up the social life and so on?
Okay. I think the backpacker or hippies. No, I was one of the backpacker and hippies. When I traveled to India, I should reduce my baggage. No, I could not bring in a suitcase.
You want to travel light.
Yeah, travel light. So it is beginning of monk's life. And when I travel within India, T-shirts and jeans is too much attractive. Look like foreigner. So I changing clothes like a Hindu sadhu. And always visiting a Buddhist temple or Hindu temple. So my clothes and appearance is becoming like monks and guru. And after that, try to save money. I shave my head because maintenance of the hair also is difficult. So it is before Buddhist monk, during my backpacker time, also it look like monk.
So you start to disattach from everything that was material, little by little. Your hair, your possessions, your clothes. So you became a monk actually before being consecrated a monk.
And that time I was less money. So naturally I sell my watch. I sell radio, so it's becoming just like monk.
But did you study much at that time? Did you study much Buddhism and the other traditions in India?
Okay. I traveled guest house and ashram. So each accommodation has some spiritual books, like Bible or like Buddhist textbooks. So naturally, we have a lot of time because during travel, it is nothing, just travel, no working. So naturally, I started to studying.
So, but while you were in India, you traveled a lot to different cities.
Yeah, different city.
And so you only moved to Delhi later on to be in the monastery.
Yeah.
And you mentioned to me before that you lived also in Ladakh, right?
Yeah.
Ladakh is in the north of India.
Yeah.
In the Himalaya.
Himalaya. They invited me. People of Ladakh, they invited me to establish a temple. That's why.
It's a beautiful place in Ladakh.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And when did you start building this Shanti Stupa? Because I know that you built this Shanti Stupa, which is a beautiful monument in Leh.
Yeah. I was trying to constructing Shanti Stupa in New Delhi, 1979-80. But it was not so successful that time. That time, people of Ladakh invited me to come to Ladakh. And the government provides land for me in 1980. That's why I started to construct Shanti Stupa.
Yeah, the stupa is a typical Buddhist monument that's very usual, but the Shanti Stupa is something different. It's a beautiful. I've been there. It's a beautiful stupa in a hill with a fantastic view over the city, and is a place where we feel spirituality very deeply.
Ecumenical, you know.
Yeah. Yes. Although there are many images of the Buddha around, but we feel that it's a spiritual place, a place for meditation.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I really appreciated being there. I didn't know that you were the person who built the stupa, but when I was there, I was very touched by the atmosphere in this place. But what was the idea behind the Shanti? Because Shanti means peace, right? So Shanti Stupa was a monument to celebrate and to bring people together to live in peace.
Unification of the Buddhism. That is the first idea. Unification.
Yes.
Yeah, unites Buddhism.
And Buddhism with other religions also.
And other religion also. But first, united Buddhism.
Yeah, of course, there are several sects and several traditions within the Buddhism, with the movement.
Yeah, and fortunately, stupa was object of worship for everyone.
Yeah, all the Buddhists recognize the stupa. Yes.
So that is the reason.
Nice. And so all kinds of Buddhist people come to Ladakh. And they go to the Shanti Stupa, so they can be connected with this feeling. No?
And I'm carefully to avoid Japanese design. That design is ancient Indian design, not Japanese design.
So you use the architects that built and designed the stupa were from India.
Yeah, from ancient India.
Ancient India.
Yeah, in like Ajanta, Ellora. All the type of the design.
So it was inspired in the architecture, in the style that you find in Ajanta and Ellora.
Yeah. I am, master planner.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful place, very inspiring. And you built another temple in Delhi also.
Yeah, New Delhi.
New Delhi.
Yeah. That is accommodation and a temple.
So it's a place where people from all religions can come, stay and pray and have a kind of retreat.
Yeah.
Do you do courses? Do you organize courses in this?
No course.
It's just for
just
retreat?
Just staying, yeah.
You may stay as long as you wish there.
Yeah. Like guest house.
It's a guest house.
Spiritual
but it's a
guest
temple
house.
And a guest house at the same time.
Yeah, temple. Meditation hall with guest house.
So you have meditations regularly every day.
No, that is up to customer, up to guests. People are able to access, anytime in the meditation hall.
But tell me a bit more about your Buddhist experience, because I know that you travel to Sri Lanka, you travel to different places. And how was your how was this history of get in touch with all the different Buddhist traditions? And you were in touch with the Theravada tradition in the south, right? And also the tradition, the Mahayana tradition, the Tibetan tradition also.
Yeah.
How was this?
I do not want to say, truth, but, I'm, just, telling actual reason. Because of the visa problem. Visa.
Yes.
No, I'm Japanese, so I can stay in India for 6 months.
Oh, so have also go out in
Go out. So Sri Lanka is, closest
Very close.
destination.
Yes.
And as you know, India is very hot
Yes.
during summertime.
Yes.
So I should escape. So I must escape to Dharamsala.
Ah.
Dharamsala is a good place.
Yeah, the Dharamsala is where the Dalai Lama
Dalai Lama
stays.
staying.
Yes, a
And
very
cool.
nice place.
Yeah.
Makloj Gang, and
Yeah.
very nice place.
Yeah. So both, my interests about Buddhism, try to know Tibetan Buddhism, try to know Sri Lankan Buddhism, is always connected with another reason. Sri Lanka is visa.
So your role is to connect people from different Buddhist traditions so that they can connect more, they can talk to each other and go to the roots of Buddhism, because they all came from the original teachings of the Buddha. So you try to spread the original teachings.
Yeah, try to implement, not spread. I do not want to spread Buddhism.
But you want to make people understand the original teachings of the Buddha. The four noble truths, the middle path.
Yeah, if they recognize, it's good. But for my side, I do not want to spread Buddhism. Because Buddhism is not good for mission. This is Buddhism is like understanding, so not for spread.
Bom, nós vamos agora dar um pequeno intervalo e nós estamos conversando aqui com o monge budista, o Guruji Gyomko, e daqui a pouco nós voltamos falando mais sobre a sua experiência com o budismo, tanto no Japão como na Índia. Fiquem conosco. Estamos de volta com o nosso Papo Supren e hoje nós estamos conversando com um monge budista japonês que vive circulando o mundo para difundir a tradição budista, mas também para unificar os budistas de várias tradições budistas, que nós sabemos que existem na Índia e no resto do mundo a tradição budista do sul, que é o Hinayana, existe o Mahayana do norte, existe o budismo tibetano e várias outras correntes, como o budismo zen no Japão. E uma das missões desse monge budista, né, o monge Gyomyo, é justamente tentar trazer todos os budistas para uma visão integrada do budismo, afinada com os ensinamentos originais do Buda. So I'm going to ask you now to speak a little bit about your view of Buddhism, because Buddhism is very broad. Buddha had a wonderful teaching that he brought to the world, but Buddhism has spread and has taken different schools appeared. And I would like to see how you see Buddhism, what it represents to you, what are the teachings that really you think are important for you.
And Buddha's life is 2,500 years ago, not now. So he was a prince, and he renounced his positions and tried to looking for enlightenment. That is the beginning of the Buddhism. So I think each people, better to learn, that teaching, looking for truth. That is beginning and essence of Buddhism.
So the search of truth is is one of the most important things in Buddhism.
Yeah.
And truth has to do with enlightenment, right?
Enlightenment, realization.
Realization. So it's not about knowledge, intellectual knowledge, something that goes beyond this intellectual knowledge, right?
Yeah, beyond.
And how would you describe the teachings that have touched you most, have impressed and made you become a monk and a Buddhist monk?
Tolerance.
Tolerance.
And middle way.
Uh-huh.
Middle way means compromise. Middle way and compromise. That is, most important for me, because I was sometimes extreme.
Uh-huh. Buddha himself, he tried both extremes, and then he found out the middle path.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we need nowadays very much in our present time. People are going to extremes.
Yeah, extremely.
Right, left, and all kinds of divisions. And people sometimes forget that we must try to talk to each other and to find the common path that everybody is happy, everybody is touched in the heart.
Yeah, that is important.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And when you go around the world, do you think that this is happening, that people beginning to understand the importance of the middle path, of getting together, of tolerance?
Yeah, now world facing a lot of difficulty. And unfortunately, so many cases is coming from religions. So many religions becoming fundamental, influence.
Uh-huh. So sometimes religion separates people instead of uniting.
Not
right?
sometimes, always.
Always. Unfortunately, yes. But we should try to do exactly the opposite of bringing people together.
Yeah.
We've seen the Dalai Lama book, Beyond Religion, where he says that religious feeling is more important than the religion itself.
Yeah, spiritual,
Spirituality.
Yeah. Spirituality, atmosphere, and spiritual feeling. That is very important.
Yes.
If people believe in religion, always they should be looking for enemy. Because, if people establish one religion, they need one God or one Buddha. And always that is against of the another Buddha or another God. So that is, negative character of the established religion.
Yes.
But spiritual, matter or beyond religion means spiritual atmosphere is not making enemy because not organized.
Yeah, to understand that everybody is part of the same humanity.
Yeah, humanity.
That religion should be something unites, because the word religion comes from reunite, right? Religare, to connect people. And one thing I like about Buddhism is that Buddhism is very open to other religions. They accept well other religions. And this is something that we should also learn in Christianity and other religions, so that we can get together, unite, and work for a better world.
Yeah, that is essentially we need.
And do you feel that this is happening now, that the religions are more open? I know that Dalai Lama is doing a beautiful work, but do you think there is a good acceptance of this new view?
I think within 20 or 30 years, established religion will disappear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what will happen?
Spread spirituality and common understanding.
But still the teachings will be there.
Yeah, teaching is important.
But not only the Buddhist teachings, all the spiritual teachings could perhaps
Yeah.
get together.
No, people should be realized. No, Buddha teaching. Buddha teaching was teaching teached in 2,500 years ago. Jesus Christ's teaching was 2,000 years ago.
Yes.
So time and teaching is not matched. So we should, understand, why they teaching. So we should pick up, their compassion and love, not teaching.
Yeah. The compassion and love is more important than the teachings themselves and the labels that people put in the teachings.
Yeah, because people usually just understanding line, Bible's teaching or Buddha's teaching. But this is teaching is good for that time, not this time, because the situation is changing.
Yes. And before we started the interview, you mentioned that you think now religion must get together with science and technology and work together for a better world.
Yeah.
Could you explain how do you see this process?
A long time I was wondering why Buddhism has disappeared in India. So I found, that is, because of the, Buddhist people was working in oceans in ancient time. But suddenly, Islam people came that industry, and they using astrology for sailing ships. So after that, all Buddhist civilizations disappears. Islam people conquered, all Asian country. But Islam people is too much believing astrology. And after that, Portuguese people and Spanish people came into the Asian country because they're using compass and developing sailing technology. So after Portuguese and Spanish, Islam people disappeared, destroyed it, and that small technology is spread in entire world. It's world is becoming Spanish territory or Portuguese territories, and that time they enjoying too much. And one poor engineer from Scotland, they developed steam engine, and he put steam engine to the ship. And after that,
this made all the difference.
Yeah, differences. British,
the
coming
ship,
up.
the motor ships.
Yeah, and Spanish and Portuguese disappears from mainstream of the history. And British and French, as enjoying colonial laws. That time, American, one gentleman, Mr. Bell, developed, information technology. And after that, British and French is disappear, and now Pax American. So, small technology able to changing world.
But what is the connection between the technology and the religion?
Yeah. So, world is changing by technology because of the aircraft, air connection, or computers. But always religion is focus of the religion is try to preserve tradition, opposite way. So that's why always religion is sideline. So that is, I think, disadvantage of religions. That's why there are so many fundamentalists is coming up for bring back an ancient time.
Yes.
So, but my idea is different. We should utilize latest technology and try to work together with latest technology.
Because it's easier to bring the spiritualism, the spiritual view to go together with the technology and with science, because they speak the same language in the end. And I think in the future we must bring consciousness to science and bring spirituality also. No? To work both ways, science and religion, trying to find truth in a much broader sense. But before we close, we finish our interview, I would like to speak about your books. You have written a few books. Could you, in a few words, say something about the books?
Okay, I wrote my books. It is a fairy tale, and not teaching. Just is some kind of what called tale for children, because my point of view of the Buddhism or religion should not be dogmatic. No, just like fairy tale. That is good for people and healing people.
Because people, even adults, like fairy tales because they have to do with the mythology, with something that's in their hearts, not in their minds. It's very nice. Well, it was a nice experience to chat with you, and I hope that you have a pleasant stay here in Brazil and go on speaking about such nice teachings as the Buddhism has. So, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very nice to meet you. Então, nós tivemos aqui uma conversa com o Guruji Gyomyo, que está viajando o mundo, está aqui no Brasil conosco agora, falando sobre budismo. E nós estamos encerrando agora esse nosso Papo Supren. Até a próxima. E obrigado ao monge Guruji.